Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to Stardew Valley. It is the 22nd of fall, and it's gonna rain tomorrow is very good. And the spirits today are somewhat annoyed. Now, right away, I have to apologize for the serious tone that we tanked into last time. But we got the bean hot pot recipe from Clint. Finally, those green beans all this time. We can craft into those. And some pepper poppers from Shane. It could also be pizza. And it's totally random. Like, if you restart the file right now, it could be pizza when you check the mail. It's not determined the day before, unlike most things. But yep, we got our yams and amaranth, and fairy rose honey too, one of them. But I have to immediately tell you, this is post-commentary this time. Because if you watched the last episode, you know that my mood was starting to tank at random. But I wanted to kind of de-stress and keep playing the game. And so I kept playing. But I didn't talk through it because, I mean, like I said, if you watched the last video, it was just getting too depressing or something. The beats are coming along too. But yeah, so it's a little bit tricky. I gotta kind of remember what I did here. But I did just trim it down. It was two 43-minute video files that I edited down to just one video. That's 43 minutes. Yeah, the fairy rose honey. It's good stuff. I think we might get another one before the season ends. And yams, we just learned the glazed yams recipe. The rare seed is also almost done. Look at that. Very soon. Yeah, even the cow's excited about it. But yeah, this might become more common, I don't know, because I know winter is very slow, and this post-commentary strategy, if you will, is a better way to get more days done per video. But yeah, the problem is remembering exactly what I'm thinking, especially in these inventory menus and stuff. But we're going to be doing gifting today primarily, but also we know that it's going to rain, and I can't believe I didn't leave this in, but it's fine. It's actually better time-wise. It makes the video shorter, but we do upgrade to the gold watering can today because we know it's gonna rain tomorrow. And also the sunflower seeds produce oil just like corn. And since the season is almost up, working on those, look at that bean hot pot, dude. Plus 32 magnetism, I mean, that doesn't really matter. And I thought about the glazed yams, but I didn't want to waste the sugar. So we're kind of in the back of my mind here. I'm still waiting on this mill that we need 4 cloth to craft. But yeah, we got lots of food ready for the mines. That's going to be happening. Getting deeper into the skull cavern. It's part of the goal. Also, there's probably loud cars going by. It's just that rush hour time. But I'm feeling better. It's several days after I actually played this. Yeah, these chickens. This kind of becomes a regular thing, too, getting stuck in the gate. Got to think about expanding the fence. I think what I have played, I still haven't done that yet. But you want to know what's even crazier? I started a new file of this. That's not even the multiplayer file that I'm doing with my girlfriend. It's just a brand new file just for fun. And I stayed up one of the more recent nights, just playing the heck out of that thing from the very beginning of the game all the way to almost the start of fall, like almost to where we are now, in one sitting. It was a very long, I don't know. Like I said, I guess without the pressure of commentary, it's just sometimes nice to just sit back and play it. But that also makes it confusing coming back to this. But we also want more kegs. That's going to be happening too. Because we do have the oak resin. I don't believe we do it just yet. Because yeah, we're grabbing the 2 peppers, and then we're going to the gift chest. Keeping that egg for Pierre, I believe. And now here we go. The main objective is to upgrade the coop. Did I say that already? Bringing the 1 piece of hardwood for Robin, but we got all the wood and the stone. We gotta start upgrading because we need the duck egg for the community center. And while we're at it, we got so much coal, or gold, rather. Keep the gold bars going. So yeah, we're at that point of the game where it's just kind of upgrade the buildings as you can. Like, look at my money. We have so much money, and the yams are going to help that too, and the fairy rose honey. Super loud motorcycle going by. Sorry. Yeah, we got pretty much a gift for everybody. And so here we are, doing the big coop. Just checking out the big barn as well, trying to debate what I wanted to do first. But the duck is the easiest thing that we need immediately for the community center. The goat will come, though, with the big barn. And so yeah, then it's just like a gifting day, kind of. Nothing really to it. And I got some stuff to talk about, too, this time. But I'll wait for, like, when there's going to be less cuts. Like when we go to the skull cavern. Here we go, doing the 2 kegs with our oak resin. We got a pretty much daily supply of wine now, which is good for Leah, too. I don't believe any character cutscenes happen this episode, but there is some stuff coming up. So yeah, it was just a gifting day. And I did drop off the watering can, I just forgot to leave it in here. Yeah, look at that money, man, in the farming. I believe we check it out, too. The yams did a lot better than I thought. And that fairy rose honey, that's just a nice thing to have any day it happens. So it was 10,000. 10,000 gold for the watering can. We almost made that back just there. Now here's our rainy day. And the spirits were in good humor, so it's a good day to go try the skull cavern again and try to achieve the quest that we have open. To get to, what was it, floor 25? Yeah, we start utilizing the cranberries a lot. Iridium bar, too. Oh, yeah, because I processed the geodes at Clint's, too. So we got a couple more iridium out of the geodes, enough to fuse a bar. I don't know why I forgot to leave that in, but it's not really that big of a deal. More cranberries and grapes, it looks like, and corn. Harvesting that stuff is still fun. But the big thing, just skipping over all that, getting to the point. I almost forgot before going to the mine that we need 2 heaters, one for the coop and one for the barn, because winter is upon us here. And in the back of my mind, I knew we had to do this, because if you don't have a heater, your animals are, like, unhappy and sick or something the whole season. So I wanted to get this going before I forgot, before winter actually hit. But it's also good we're getting to that point where we could just leave the animals inside. So I don't have to waste all that fiber like an idiot, and I could rearrange the fence. This is nice too, I like that nothing really changes as she's upgrading the coop. She just does it from the inside. So now we are not going to have a cut for a while. We're going straight to the desert to do the mines. Got our pale broth, spicy eel. I crafted some bombs using iron and coal. So yeah, it's a good time to talk about something. I think I saved the coconuts and the cactuses for later, but inventory is a problem, and that's something we address later too. But back again, and you know what? It's been so long, I don't even remember what happens on this trip. Because when I was just trimming down the video files, I kind of was like, oh, this is a mining thing, we're going to leave all of it in. And just kind of skimmed to the next part of what I was going to cut. Yeah, that panic switch. It's easy to lose all your health in here when you get piled up by blobs like that. Well, one thing I did very recently that's something weird to talk about. I somehow ended up looking up 90s music, which turned into specifically like 90s pop and dance stuff. Those bombs, man. It's even satisfying looking at it every time it happens, even if you're not playing it. But, yeah, then that chained into watching the 2020 Super Bowl halftime show with Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. Man, it's insane. Like that, they're now 44 and 51 respectively. And they look that good still? That's insane. Iridium bar, that's nice. And rubies are good too. I like this skull cavern. You get a lot of the good emerald stuff. Well, gems. Whoops, my band-aid just fell off. That's another stupid thing that happened. In my attempt to better my mood, here we go with the spicy eel finally gonna get that speed boost. Look at the difference. Really, you should eat that as soon as you get in here, but like if you're already full up on health and energy, it seems kind of wasteful to do so. I'm liking the rubies though. It's always good to have a stockpile of them in the gift chest. Here's a hole, that's very good. So remember, our objective right now is to get to floor 25, and we know there's a 10,000 gold prize at the end of that, which would definitely make up for the watering can deposit that we just did. The enemy drops here are good too. Look at that, spicy eel, void essence. These guys, I think, do the solar one, right? Or no, it was on Omni Geode. But the Mega Bomb recipe requires gold ore, which we have a bajillion of, void essence, and solar essence. So you don't have to waste any coal to craft them, and it's the best bomb. But then again, the void essence and solar essence are very useful for a recipe that comes, I think it's level 9 combat, which I'm not really near at all. But yeah, back to the halftime show thing, man. I don't even really like pop music. I'm not like a fan of Shakira or Jennifer Lopez or Lady Gaga or any of that stuff. But I appreciate it. And I do like a good show, basically. Like, I'm fascinated by pyrotechnic stuff and just the lighting. All that stuff that goes on to putting on a concert or any kind of stage show, really. And of course, they look phenomenal, so when they're like up front doing this insane choreography, which is another spectacle in itself, choreography is an interesting thing that kind of blows my... Like, you can't help but stare, it's the whole point. Loud car going by again. Thanks, Rush Hour, I love you. Stupid. I get so mad at it, man. I wish I could just go back to my childhood home and hide out in the basement, but the internet and the service, we lost power so much. So I'd be freaking out about that instead of the loud cars. Emerald, yeah, Penny. Still going for Leah, though. Remember when I was on about the realistic photos of the characters in this game, too? Just in general, there's art that people have done of the characters. It's really good. And then, of course, you've got the weird side of the internet, which you want to stay away from. Hey, speaking of holes... Yeah, just moving on from that one. You know what they awoke in the darkness. Always love these floors, though, because, you know, just follow the track to the end to the coal mine. Pale broth, yummy, yummy, in my tummy. That actually does a lot of healing. A lot of you guys have been commenting to talk to these things. Press A in front of it. Which I've been doing for a couple episodes now, definitely, but yeah. I'm so far ahead. I'm like a month ahead on these videos. Piece of jade over there, it's nice. See, like I said, when you don't even remember what you did yourself, it's kind of just neat. Something about these mines is just kind of nice to zone out on. It's another thing to talk about. Attacking toucans is back from a break of, I forget how long, really. And, I saw one of his Twitter posts recently, and he was saying the hardest thing about making videos is the thumbnail. Which, yeah, I guess to make a really good thumbnail, that is kind of tough. Like Game Explain has a guy who explicitly does that. The Photoshop master or whatever. But for me, I would say the commentary is the hardest part. Absolutely. I mean, my thumbnails aren't anything to write home about. I just get the point across. Like, yeah, whatever. Give it a little title in the upper left corner. Avoid the bottom right corner because the little time length covers up whatever's over there anyway. And it's like, it's not like we're writing a book here. The cover doesn't have to be great. That happens a lot. I guard in front of the ladder with the sword selected. We're on floor 17. Doing pretty well here. Getting close. Remember, floor 20 is the beginning of Iridium, and 25 is the goal. Or is it 20? That's good too. I love these ones. Aquamarine. 3 of them on a Wednesday gives you a piece of cloth. I really need to start thinking about that because I am bummed out that we don't have 4 pieces of cloth right now to craft the mill. The mill is kind of a useless building because you can buy all the stuff that it can do at Pierre's, and money is very quickly becoming less and less of an issue in terms of in-game purchases. But I don't know, it's just nice. It's there to craft, why not do it? Cloth has other purposes too, like you need it to make new shirts for tailoring and things. But the tailoring is definitely an unnecessary, like, side questy thing. But yeah, man, you hear the difference? From last episode to right now, I don't know. Oh yeah, the weird thing I was gonna go on about, there's so many things. In my attempt to start feeling better and shake off what happened last episode, you know, I did a lot of sleeping, a lot of binge watching of crap that normally cheers me up or whatever. And for the first time in forever, I picked up my bass. Because I just saw it and, I don't know, I was just staring at it in its little stand thing. And was like, you know, hey, check this out, Iridium. Is this the first one we've seen? That we actually smacked? Amethyst too? Ah, yes, the inventory troubles. Strategy there, eat the last fried egg and make it happen, I guess. That spicy eel lasts pretty much the whole time you're down here, too. You might need another one if you really get going. Yeah, we had some pretty good luck. Here's a mega bomb. Check this thing out. That's a thing to note, too. Even if you find a ladder, there could still be a hole on the same floor. And the holes you obviously want more because you go further. So 6 levels. There it is. There's the jingle. We did it. It's just gone. So now the next day in the mail, we're going to get 10,000 gold for impressing the dude, basically. I think I was moving the broth forward in the inventory because all the spicy eel ran out, too. I remember this moment, too. I realized I started walking slower. Like, right about now is when I realized it. I want to do another Super Metroid randomizer. I'm thinking about it. Somebody was asking for it. The Varia randomizer got a slight update. Some new models and things. Oh yeah, but the base thing, finish that, dude. What the heck are you doing? Yeah, like a lot of the stuff that I used to know, I don't know anymore, but I was just goofing around for like 10 minutes. Didn't plug it into the amp or anything. And so because of that, I was kind of playing harder than you would if it was plugged into the amp. I know, that's stupid. You shouldn't change how you play it, whether it's plugged in or not. Well, you know, I just had a little minor enjoyment with it, and then I went into the kitchen, and I went to open the fridge. Oh yeah, these Iridium crab dudes. They still drop it, but you gotta beat them. It's not as good as the ore veins themselves. Iridium bar, though, check that out. And, oh yeah, I realized as I was going down the ladder that there was another one there. That's really stupid. But it's alright. We'll be making plenty of trips to this place with that goal of at least floor 20 always in mind. With our wise guy Cap, you see. I like the fedora. There is a beanie. Between all the hats in the game, looking at the wiki, the fedora and the 2 beanies that you can craft are probably the best hats, in my opinion. And all you need is a piece of cloth and, like, stone, I think? Something very common to do the 1 beanie. But I'm not wasting cloth on that. I think we're leaving now. Yep. So this was the end of the first 40-minute episode. Now we have an inventory issue where I want the coconuts. So as you always do, you look for the stupid crap like sap and clay and ditch it. But yeah, when I went to open the fridge, I noticed this huge blood blister on my thumb. Just from 10 minutes of plucking some bass strings. It's like, really, has it been that long that that's gonna make a blood blister happen? Oh yeah, and then you got different quality cactuses and... yeah. We come back for it, though. I think I was looking for something to ditch, but it was all too good at this point. So you spend the 3 minutes sorting the inventory between all your treasure chests, which is something I think I will always cut out. Oh yeah, I sold a diamond just to see. That's not worth it. Looking at it now, 3 gold bars can give you just as much money. And save the diamond for gifting. So our gold quartering ran? Yeah. The watering can is ready. I didn't even see what the weather was gonna be. Doesn't matter because this is in the past. So yeah, we're on a whole new video file, a recording that I started, and there it is. The 10,000 reward from that dude. And the coop is done, just like that. It took 1 day. Or was it 2? And now it has a built-in incubator. Crafted an iridium bar overnight from what we got down there. Another fairy rose thing. It's almost time to pluck that thing out, though. It's our final gift for Jazz. The other 2 in the chest we now have given to her. But yeah, I just really wanted that fairy rose honey as much as possible. The next best one is Poppy, which is a spring... or no, is it summer? It's a summer flower, yeah. I was capitalizing on that other file that I started up. So yeah, the incubator is between the feed and that little post on the wall, and I go ahead and do it. With the brown egg, I think. Yep. So I guess that means another brown chicken. Look at those drops back there. There's a purple mushroom and a chanterelle, or however you say that mushroom. Shoo. But back to Shakira, dude. Yeah, I don't know, just something about choreography, lights, like it's all designed to make you just stare in awe, right? And I do. Hi, doggy. Talking as if I was playing. Lots of good drops this time. Don't really do much with them, just put them in storage or sell them. But it is George's birthday, and I know I was keeping that in mind. I had a leak this whole time in one of the chests, or the fridge. So this was very good for George. We still have to get his final recipe, which I think is the spicy eel. It's something good. I should have the cookies recipe, because in my other file I got the cookies recipe from the grandma lady, Evelyn. She's super easy to please early in the game if you just gift her in springtime. Yeah, usually by Wednesday or Thursday you run into that 2 gift issue. So here we have geodes from our mining trip. Also keep gifting Clint, but same thing. We've already gifted him too much this week. Get our watering can, which is not full. I think I thought that he filled it, but yeah, this proves that he doesn't. Whatever water level it's at when you give it to him is how you're gonna get it back. Yeah, that was a cut because we didn't get anything new. Maybe some iridium. But we deposit the copper hoe knowing that winter is coming. And look at our money, we're right back to where we started. Largely because of that $10,000 reward we got. Ah, yes. Some minor gifting. And now for the day's main purpose, we gotta buy a duck. Every other day they lay an egg. They can also drop a duck feather depending on their happiness. I think I went with Donald, like Donald Duck, because I didn't know what to do. And I knew the recording was going, so like just think of something. Thought about Daffy, too. Doesn't matter. In my other file, I named all the chickens after Star Fox people. But it's kind of like too late to do that here, and the cows are already Jet Force Gemini based. So I don't know. The creativity kind of stops. But then again, copying from games isn't creative. You walked past some worms. Oh yeah, because I don't have my hoe, that's why. And didn't water the crops. But very soon, I don't think it happens this episode, but the rare seed and that flower will be plucked. See him in there, a little yellow dude? There's our duck. Whap. Make sure you feed him too. And then another like 3 minutes of inventory sorting and selling. So just don't even bother. Kind of a dull day, gifting people, which is nice, but no cutscenes happen, so we're not showing it. Which again, I kind of like it because it's like normally you could do like 1 or 2 days per video, but doing it this way, you could kind of barrel through what's going to be pretty repetitive anyway. Sunny and very happy, yeah, so we're going back to the Skull Cavern. Blackberry wine and jelly. I was reading about that, and what I still have left to record of this game, I'm gonna be a little bit smarter about these things, trying to realize what's better for the preserves jar and what's better for the keg. That was a neat thing. Money back from Pierre just for being a customer. Yeah, basically the high selling stuff is best for the keg, but kind of like the low, high yield crops are better for the preserves jar, like tomatoes and corn. Oh yeah, look at this gold watering can. Get to a whole plot of 9, which kind of negates the need for quality sprinklers at least. In that other file, I got this gold watering can very early in the summertime, and it was amazing because my farming skill wasn't even high enough to craft the quality sprinklers, and you only get that one from the community center. Oh hey, look at what's there! We do it this episode. Did I not leave that in? That would be really stupid if I didn't. Or did I even realize that it was pluckable? That might not happen yet. But you get a star drop if you give it to the dude. Ah, yes. The backpack. I thought it was more than 10,000, so I was surprised when I picked this thing up. I thought it was 25,000 or something ridiculous. But I figured before our mining trip. Yeah, my energy is still low. I don't think I harvested that thing. It was ready, but I must have been completely oblivious to it. But I believe this is the final thing in the video, really. One last mining session here. Seeing how far we can get, going for more iridium. And of course, whatever else we can get, too. So Lots of good stuff in here. It's kind of got a mix of all the best floors of the old mines. But man, am I gonna exhaust all of my commentary that I thought up of in this one video? That's the thing with this game. I feel like it's so casual that you need to have something to talk about that's kind of not necessarily philosophical or something, but chaining off of the Shakira, Jennifer Lopez halftime show, women pop star thing. It got me watching the latest Free Britney thing. The Britney Spears, Framing Britney Spears documentary. And how she's in that conservatorship or something, ruled by her father, like against her will. Under the pretense that she has mental health issues, but the conservatorship that she's stuck in is not even the mental health type. And yeah, there was just a lot of disturbing stuff in that documentary. I mean, obviously it's all catered from that viewpoint, right? To get you feeling bad for Britney Spears, basically. But really, her story, she might be a billionaire or whatever. But her story is kind of a sad one that you kind of hope does have a happy ending soon, I think. Like, I'm for the Free Britney thing. Like I said, I'm not like a fan of, like a super fan of any of those pop stars, but... And I have, like, in conjunction with looking at that documentary, their spicy eel, it's always good when they drop that. Still love this song, man, every time. But yeah, it got me looking at Britney Spears' Instagram posts, because they are kind of weird. Which makes you wonder, like, who's telling the truth here? But I don't know. It's impossible to know all the details, I guess, but the fact that there's court hearings and court involvement at all is proof enough, I think, details enough to let you know that something's fishy. I don't know, I guess the feel-good thing that everybody wants to happen is she gets out of the conservatorship and then makes a documentary or something herself where she tells her full story and leaves none of the details out. But then again, it's like, do we really have to know all of the details? 'Cause that's kind of part of the problem. The paparazzi stuff in that documentary was the most disturbing thing. Like, if there was ever video proof of why you don't want to be super attractive and famous, the Britney Spears story is all the proof you need, really. But it's always sad when, like, you go back to their early years when they were just a kid. Like, you see super young Britney Spears, and you think, oh, it's just a little girl who has a dream of being a big star one day or something, you know? Like, in that light, it's just a sweet thing. That's gonna hurt. Yeah. Gotta eat something. But yeah, I think we actually make it to floor 20 at least this time, too. I don't know, I realize it's probably a little bit different, but also not really the whole post-commentary thing. Because in this scenario, you wouldn't be like, oh, now I'm gonna hit this rock, and then I'm gonna hit this rock. You can't talk about just the game here. diamond. Oh, I have insurance now. Well, it's March 1st. Well, by the time you're watching this, yeah. I paid for it. It activates March 1st. And all I guess that's left to do now is hope that it's not a waste of time and it's actually helpful. Still don't know what that means for the large picture of things, and I still gotta do my taxes. And then car insurance is also coming up. So this is the part of the year where financially everything dive bombs. So that has yet to be seen. Lots of rubies in this place. Very nice. But yeah, I guess every little sweetheart kid has the potential to become corrupted, too, and get into some bad things. Not saying that that's what happened to Britney Spears, but... I just think it's messed up that there are laws that kind of justify things like abusive fathers and stuff. Like, at some point you would think common sense and human decency would override anything else. Like, I don't know, it just baffles me that a judge could look at a situation and not realize that it's extremely screwed up. But then again, the answer to that everybody always says is, well, we don't know all the details. But that almost seems like a cop-out. There's a lot of gold right there. That's nice. And a hole in the bucket. That one's gonna hurt. That's one thing in this world I'll never understand, though. Child abusers and just... I just don't know how they exist. Just evil men in general. Because I know people in my real life that that grew up in kind of like an abusive household. It's just baffling that anybody can justify that behavior in their head. That there's ever an appropriate time for it, you know? I don't know. And then even beyond that, still expect to have nice things in life, and I don't know, it's like the only thing you deserve is abuse yourself, or like the most painful death imaginable. You know? It's like, how could you abuse a kid and then still expect that you deserve good things? That's where my temper comes out. Like, if I ever saw that happening, I would be in trouble, let's just say that much. Have to kind of tame your killing instinct, I guess. But it's just one of those things that's so messed up that you get that super defensive response. I guess it's the same way, like if you're a mother and somebody is threatening your kids, you get that motherly instinct where it's like, your whole purpose in life now is to protect your kids. So if anybody tries to do something, you know, something snaps and like you do literally anything to protect them, you know? Kind of a fascinating human phenomenon, I guess. Lots of spicy eels recently. Very good. Kind of a late waste of one there, but I think I actually exchange for one with the desert trader, because remember it's like 1 ruby for a spicy eel, which is probably in the large scheme of things a waste, but if you really needed it. Yeah, I was getting a little careless here, taking a beating. It's that late night scouting for iridium. Knowing you're not really gonna get much deeper than this. Bomb drops are good too. Like, this place really does kind of kill the old mines. Because the drops are so good a lot of the times that it kind of defeats the purpose of going back to those ever. The only thing would be if you really need coal. But you can even get that here a little bit too. And since it resets every day, like anytime you get to a minecart floor, the minecart's gonna be full again, or the backpack, which in the old mines, they stay opened from the first time you found them. Yeah, this is a good iridium. Well, not really good, but the best so far for me in this playthrough. Lots of iridium. Gold on this floor too. Oh, that one was a monster. Yeah, I remember this happened. So see, he didn't drop anything. You gotta defeat him for the one thing. I think it really is just 1 iridium ore, unless you get really lucky. He could drop an iridium bar. It's always the worst when those slimes slow you down and they just sit on your face. That sounds weird, but yeah, well, it happens. Yeah, the best ring in the game, you need, I think, both 50 void essence and 50 solar essence. Yeah, midnight. Time to leave. And there you go, that's what was originally 2 video files, totaling nearly 2 hours long, trimmed down. With still largely the same result anyway, I think. A lot of it really is just the mood brought to it, I think. But yeah, I buy a spicy eel here for a ruby. Because I found so many. It's not really that big of a deal. And I think somehow I had the inventory space to get these things that I missed on that other trip. So yeah, hopefully the post-commentary wasn't that big of an issue. I don't know. Again, going back to the attacking toucans thing, for me, commentary is the hardest part, and if, for a game like this that's casual, and there's a lot of dead space, that's a good recipe. Yeah, I don't always have something to talk about, so post-commentary helps in that situation. But thanks for watching, see you next time.